Hello, 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 and welcome to another weekly challenge video. I want to recount this 20k plus run that I got just earlier today. This is only my second attempt through. Um, this week we're playing Jing-Ji, of course. I'm sure you all have seen that. Um, let's go where we can actually see the resources. So, right off the bat, um, what's different with this week is we're playing a worse tribe. We're playing Jing-Ji. Um, yeah, I know I played Xingji to 1600, but it still sucks. Sorry, Xingji is great, but it's worse than Illyrian for sure. We do have decent markets in this game though. So, of course, with the forges. So, I didn't. The first time I played this, I rushed forges and set up the markets as quickly as I could. This time, I went with a slightly different approach. We saw I saw in the first game that I played first round. Oh my heck, I have never taken the chance to just look at these animals. Good grief, no wonder they get the upgrade so fast. Anyway, Luxador gets a really early border growth. And so if you take this as your second say at even, or sorry, as your third say, as your second village, they cut you off of these tiles, which isn't the end of the world, but it is inconvenient. So this time I rushed straight for that city. And then sent War 2 down here. Luxador goes with a super greedy economic opening, which I don't know if that's possible to affect at all. And I don't even know that it would be a good thing to affect because they're fairly easy to kill still. Okay, so I capture here, and then they get Pop Brewing, and they border growth this. I don't think there's a way to save these two tiles for this village. And it's okay without. It would be much better if you could. And so if someone does find a way, I'll definitely try to exploit that. Because imagine, sorry. So this is a really good port spot. This is level 2, so that'd be level 5 market. And then we'll see here in a minute that I put a market right here on this tile, market right here on this tile, and what turns out to be better, my friend Deebs showed me this on one of our Discord channels, but you can put the level 2 forge right here. In this game, I put just level 1 here and then have a level 4 market, but two level 2 markets here are probably better. So anyway, we'll zoom through a couple of these. I didn't go explore here because I'm going to meet Luxtor this turn anyway, so I'd rather have the one SPT. Go double workshop. So now this is a relatively decent SPT. Don't know that there is a better, or at least a much better SPT that you can get. You can get another level 3 if you take the Explorer here, but you lose the Workshop. And that's more important for long-term in in my opinion, because you're missing out on like, what, 16 stars? Something like that. I'm also not sure how to meet Tumaji. Netaganos. I'm not sure if that's how you say his name. We always just call him Neto. He found a way to maybe keep Umaji alive a little bit there and meet him, but he hasn't finalized that, and I haven't talked to him about it. So there might be potential for meeting Umaji and getting an economic boost that way, but the way he was talking about it, you'd have to rush meeting Luxador, skipping these two villages, going for the ruin and going for the early meet. And I'm not sure if that will end up being worth it compared to this more straightforward run where we just meet Luxador and then kill him. So they go Park first with this run, and then they go Giant. Last time I played, they went double Giant, and I think that might have to do with me not taking an Explorer and getting these two tiles. And also perhaps this movement. I think I heal here as well. Yeah. And then, so I see the giant coming towards me, and you can't kill a Mindbender if I put down. Well, you have just enough stars. This is always Tank Star Ruin, whether or not it's unfogged. Um, this is an Explorer Ruin if it's um not prepped. I'm not sure what is if it is prepped yet. If someone in the comments has experimented and figured it out, that would be great. Because I'm curious if we can get like 25K score by the end of the week. Because I'm sure like once people chip away at this, we can get way past the 22K that's at right now as the maximum. Anyway, um, he kind of suicides the giant. I mean, it's not really a suicide, but he converts. He makes the catapult. I'm not sure what the catapult is about. She's made it um, both times I've played this, but it makes it really convenient for killing Luxador easily. Um, in Deeb's run, Luxador did not capture this village, but Luxador's captured this village in both of mine, so I'm not sure what the trigger for Luxador capturing that village is. It might be walking on these mountains, and I'm not sure whether it's worth letting Luxador get that village or not. So that's something I'm looking into improving, is perhaps moving this warrior like south instead to keep like Luxor away from this village. Not sure if that's worth it or not. We met um Sim right there for 7 stars, and then Forestry Forges. Remember, this isn't actually our giant. This is Luxor's giant. I don't ever take giants in these runs, and can almost always avoid them. Just reduce your score by quite a bit. Not only because like it gives you less score for a giant, but you're missing out on the SPT. Yeah. So yeah, this kills because they don't move. They don't even have the pop slots to make another unit, so they just don't bother moving. And that's an easy kill. Um, this is War 2. Then this is War 3. War 1 died. And we just made one other rider and one mindbender. So, given how little units I've been able to make, being able to buy up a lot of tech, I go markets this turn, I think. Yep. And again, I think the best setup for this city so we can get more markets. I didn't do it right this game. But I think you leave this forest here, you chop this one, get to the forge here, market, and then market, of course. And then cut all these, take this fruit, make the forge, make the sawmill, and then I believe that is a level 7 city, which I think is the best that you can get out of it. Well, without like spamming monuments or whatever. This, I miss getting a sawmill here, which would have boosted this market even more. I don't go mathematics immediately. I get knights first, not only to kill Semanti, but also to destroy this lumber hut that Zhengji made. This level 3 forge is the best. Plus, with the market right here, I chopped and reduced the sawmill spot by 1, of course, but Luxor had made a saw or lumber hut here, so getting the market here gets you this forge spot and this sawmill spot too, which is way overkill, but it gets you level 8 guaranteed. This level 6 is great, and then 2 level 2s here is probably the best market setup that we have for now. This one can't even get to market unless we somehow figure out a way to capture it before Luxor more growths, but I don't know that that's possible. Here's my really awful Explorer, by the way. I totally forgot that I hadn't got fishing. So take this 20K run with a grain of salt. Like I had a horrible Explorer because I just derped. Um, also I had kind of a hard time killing Semanti. because they kept making I got fishing this time before before taking that ring. I had a really hard time with Samati because they kept making kitings. I want to send Mindbenders to capture them easily, but it would have taken a couple more turns than I thought I needed to take. So I think perhaps next time I would go Knight back here and then Mindbender here because Samaji kind of suicides these. So having a Knight to clean up the centipedes would be good, but then having a Mindbender here with the potential to move north to capture that city, I think that would have helped a lot. I also didn't have great vision. If we look at my vision at this point, you can see even with that Explorer, I'm still missing some vision over here. And it's unlikely that he has units in the fog, and I don't know that Samaji ever will make units in Kaiban in the fog up there. So in the future, I think that's not going to be an anxiety. Here, I think I barely killed the kiting. I don't remember if I need another knight or whether I don't. Yeah, I can see here just doing the standard upgrades things. And again, I only get this to level 6. I think you can get it to level 7 relatively easily. Yes. That's the easiest night chain I've ever seen. Thanks bots. Got all of them. And I got out onto the water on this turn. I'm not sure about this order. I would like to see if this ruin gives you something different if you don't unfog it. When you do, it gives you a pirate, like the 15 HP rammer. And it's just fine, I guess, but you don't really need the extra unit here. I think I still managed to use it, but I get these 3 starfish pretty comfortably, and I don't get this one. I'm wondering about a port over here as part of the upgrade path for their capital, and then sending a unit over to pick this up to make up the stars. But I didn't do that in this run. I think that might factor into the best runs that we have this round, though. Yeah, so I siege this, and I fully expect this to work, but Semanti has a catapulting the fog here, running Zyda. So just some tech before capture. I think I overdid it a little bit, because I think 2 knights here would have been good. Yeah. And then I think I chop into a knight, if I remember correctly. Oh, I don't. I just go archer. Right. I think that still lets me siege, but a knight to clean all this up would have been best. Okay, we can see here, just using these units that I made to siege the city. I also use it to get vision on the Xida that's up here. Yeah. But yeah, after this, it's mostly just standard things. I think in the future, I liked these temples. I think that will factor into a good run in the future. I think better marketing upgrades over here will improve the score beyond 20k. And I'm not sure about any specific ways to improve the kill time on Semanti. I also saw, I think the run that Deeps did, he got Pacifist. So right now I'm looking at different times that I could slip Pacifist in. I think that would be an argument for um trying to avoid Luxor getting the save, because that gives you a couple extra turns where you're not trying to take the save from Luxador. And you can slipping Pacifist right there. So, I mean, this is pretty standard upgrade stuff. By the way, a little tip if you didn't know, um, It's actually more cost effective to destroy lumber huts than to disband units. Um, so when you disband or destroy a lumber hut, that only takes away 5 score for 1 star. When you disband a warrior, that takes away 10 score for 1 star. Because um each unit produces 5 score for every star it costs. And so you're when you're disbanding a 2 star unit, you're losing out on 10 score, but each pop gained or lost only takes away one. Um, sorry, only takes away 5 score. So if on the other hand, if we disbanded or sorry, destroyed this lumber hut and then chopped it, that would be taking away 2 pop because lumber hut pop and the sawmill pop. So that would be just as efficient as disbanding a warrior. So in the future, before you disband units, it's always better to chop the lumber huts. Which I miss here. I actually disbanded a warrior instead of chopping this lumber hut down. But and this one too. But just as a heads up. And you can see here, yeah. This is a decent run again. But I think some small improvements that will produce a couple extra 1,000 score will be trying to get the pacifist monument altar piece by maybe moving this warrior away from the city, getting some earlier kills with more aggressive knights and with the mindbender over here, fixing up this save situation. Like you can see this game I didn't even go for a Markel save because 1 SPT, it's just not worth it. And then possibly getting the earlier kills will allow for better markets on these saves too. That's something that I'll be checking out in a future run, which, if you would like to see a future run, be sure to subscribe and like. That helps out the channel and it also lets you see these videos a little bit easier. And that'll be it for me today. If you have better ideas for how to improve this run, please let me know in comments. Really interested in hearing about this. I like the process of trying to figure out um, different small improvements for these runs. I mean, I guess that's the point of Migi making these is like getting to improve the each run that you make. But I like the science of like trying to figure out why certain choices are better than these other choices. But yeah, if you enjoyed, I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao for now.